Most people will live their entire lives trying to be accepted, without realizing that fitting in is the fastest way to disappear. Psychology calls it social conformity, our brain's built-in fear of standing out, wired for survival back when rejection meant death. But in today's world, blending in doesn't keep you safe. It keeps you small. And if you want to matter, to create, to live with fire, you'll have to unlearn everything they taught you about being normal. Because the truth is simple. You weren't born to fit in. You were born to wake the world up. Ever wondered what lies beyond the surface? Religion, philosophy, science, life's biggest mysteries. At Sleepless Minds, we dive into the unknown and challenge the answers. Chapter 1. The world loves the familiar, but respects the different. It starts quietly. You're born into a world that already has a script written for you. From your first breath, expectations begin to cling to you like invisible threads. The people around you, often well-meaning, begin weaving your future from patterns that have been passed down for generations. Go to school, get good grades, be polite, don't stand out too much, don't rock the boat, blend in, fit in, stay inside the lines. It's so subtle, most people don't notice it happening. And that's how conformity wins not by force, but by comfort. Because being like everyone else is safe. It's a warm, padded room where no one judges you harshly. It's a place where you're unlikely to fail spectacularly, but also where you're unlikely to truly succeed. It's familiar, predictable, and full of handshakes that say, "You're doing what we all did, and that must mean you're doing fine." But deep down, there's a whisper that begins to stir. Maybe it's in the silence of a classroom, when you realize you're more curious about what's outside the textbook than what's inside. Maybe it's in the stillness of the night, when your thoughts drift toward dreams that make no sense to anyone else. Maybe it's when you're told not to question things, and instead of nodding, your mind starts asking, "Why not?" That's the voice that will save you. That whisper is your real self knocking. And the moment you start listening, everything changes. Chapter 2. Difference is dangerous, and that's why it matters. Let's not sugarcoat it. Being different isn't easy. History has a pattern. The world celebrates those who break the mold only after they've succeeded. But before that, it resists them. Hard. Think about Galileo, punished for suggesting the Earth wasn't the center of the universe. Or Rosa Parks, who refused to give up her seat and sparked a movement. Or any artist, inventor, or rebel who stood at the edge of the norm and said, "No, I see something else." In their time, they were inconvenient. They made people uncomfortable. They broke the rhythm. But what they really did was tell the truth. And that's the most dangerous thing a person can do, tell the truth when everyone else is pretending. And here's a truth no one likes to say out loud. Being different means you'll be misunderstood. You'll be doubted, mocked, laughed at, maybe even feared. But you'll also be free. Because the minute you stop trying to be like everyone else, the world can no longer hold you hostage with its definitions of success, beauty, intelligence, or worth. You become something more than a reflection of the crowd. You become yourself. Chapter 3. The art of unlearning. So much of becoming different is not about learning something new. It's about unlearning what was forced on you. Unlearning the idea that failure is something to avoid. That mistakes define your value. That there's only one right way to do things, and you're better off sticking to it. You were not born afraid. That was taught. You were not born average. That was trained. Unlearning is uncomfortable. It's like peeling away layers of someone else's expectations, only to realize your real face has been hidden beneath them all along. Start small. Unlearn the habit of comparison. Your journey is not a race, it's a landscape. You're not meant to arrive at the same place as everyone else at the same time. Unlearn the fear of being judged. People will judge you no matter what. You might as well give them something real to talk about. Unlearn the idea that you need permission to dream differently. You don't. And while you're at it, unlearn the word impossible. Because everything worth doing once sounded absurd to someone. Chapter 4. You were built to stand out. Let's get one thing straight. You were never supposed to be like everyone else. Look at nature. No two leaves are the same. No two snowflakes. No two fingerprints. Even the stars, billions of them, each burn in their own rhythm, their own pattern, their own brilliance. So why do we teach humans to dim their light just to match the glow of the crowd? You were built to stand out, to think differently, to create, to question, to dare, to build things no one has ever seen before. The world doesn't need more copies. It needs originals. It needs your weirdness, your quirks, your contradictions, your passion. It needs your vision, especially if it doesn't make sense to anyone else yet. That idea you're afraid to share, it might just be the spark someone else is waiting for. That passion you keep quiet because it's not practical, it might just be the thing that changes your life. Stop asking if you fit in. Ask if you belong to yourself. That's the only belonging that truly matters. Chapter 5. Rejection is proof you're onto something. Here's a brutal truth that most people won't tell you. The more original you are, the more resistance you'll face. And that's not a sign you're failing, it's a sign you're doing something real. If no one misunderstands you, you're probably playing it too safe. If no one laughs at your dream, you probably haven't stretched far enough. Rejection hurts, no doubt about it. But sometimes, rejection is actually redirection. It's the world telling you that the crowd you're trying to impress was never your crowd in the first place. Some doors are meant to close so you stop knocking and start building your own. And guess what? You don't need everyone to believe in you. You just need to believe in yourself loudly enough that it drowns out their doubt. Chapter 6. When you stand out, you become a mirror. Something magical happens when you choose to live differently. You become a mirror. Your boldness reflects possibility to others. Your truth gives people permission to speak theirs. Your authenticity reminds others what it looks like to live without a mask. You don't just change your own life, you shift the energy of every room you walk into. Because people are starving for real. They're tired of perfection, of polish, of curated lives and filtered feelings. They want to see someone who dares to be human. Someone who messes up and owns it. Someone who dreams big and fails loudly. Someone who doesn't pretend to have all the answers, but keeps showing up anyway. That someone could be you. Chapter 7. The myth of normal. Let's talk about the word normal. Who decides what that means? Normal is a moving target. It changes with culture, with time, with trends. It's a ghost people chase but never catch. One day, being left-handed was abnormal. Now, no one cares. One day, liking the color pink meant something about you. Now, it's just a color. One day, wearing certain clothes, or speaking a certain way, or loving a certain person made you an outcast. Now, those same things are called brave. So stop chasing normal. It's not a destination. It's a cage. And you? You were never built for small spaces. Chapter 8. What happens when you choose you? Here's the best part of all of this. When you stop trying to be like everyone else, you don't just survive. You thrive. You laugh louder. You love harder. You work with fire in your belly. You find people who see you, not the version of you that performs for acceptance, but the version of you that exists to live. You attract friends, partners, collaborators, and communities that match your soul, not your resume. You wake up with purpose. You go to bed with peace. You look in the mirror, and you know who's looking back. And that's worth every risk. Chapter 9. Leave the blueprint behind you. Every choice you make to live differently creates a ripple. Someone, somewhere, is watching you not in a creepy way, but in an I didn't know that was allowed kind of way. Your courage becomes a lighthouse. So be bold, be loud, be weird, be wild. Write your own rules, paint your own path, love your strange, dance offbeat. Not because you're trying to be rebellious, but because you're trying to be real. Let your life be a permission slip for someone else. Be the blueprint for a kind of success that includes joy. Be the evidence that different is not dangerous, it's divine. Chapter 10. The end that is really a beginning. This isn't the kind of story that ends with a bow, because choosing not to be like everyone else isn't something you do once. It's a daily decision, a practice, a mindset. Some days you'll falter. Some days the pressure to conform will feel too loud. Some days the road will be lonely. But then you'll remember why you started. You'll remember that the world doesn't need more beige. It needs bold color. It doesn't need more copies. It needs you unfiltered, untamed, undeniable. So here's your call to action. Don't wait to be chosen. Choose yourself. Start today. Start right now. Because once you decide to stop being like everyone else, you give the world something it's never seen before. You. And that is always enough.